Hello everyone, it's Sandra, and today I'm going to do a follow-up of a video that I filmed 2 years ago now that was called Makeup I Bought But Never Use. I'm well overdue to do it again. Basically, the premise was I just kind of took a look at all the makeup that I had and I picked out some of my least used makeup items from the last year. And I put them all on my face and I kind of decided whether or not I will keep trying to use that product or whether it's just time to, it's time to declutter, time to move on. First things first, primers. Now the priming category is not something that where I usually have too many things open at the same time, but I did kind of get this on a whim, I think last year, I think it was last winter, pre-COVID, because it just looked really good. It looked really fascinating and I wanted to try it. And I only ended up using it maybe 5 times. And it's the Glossier Futuredew. Was always mesmerized when I would see Katie Jane Hughes use it on Instagram. I like it, but it's not the type of product that I can use year round. I do have more combination oily skin, and I think this product performs best on those with normal skin, dry skin. I do like that with the pump, you can kind of get less than a full pump. So for me, half a pump does the trick. This is the perfect time of year for me to use it because I can't really wear this in the summertime. It gives you that post skincare routine glow. I wouldn't repurchase, but as you can see from the rest of my face, this kind of thing comes naturally to me because my skin is more oily. So if your skin doesn't naturally have any oil breakthroughs, I think you would really like this. Oh, Surratt. There's just, I don't know, these foundations just don't work for me. And I hang on to them because I love Surratt. I think it's such a cool makeup line and it's a line that I want to continue exploring, but both of these foundations have been disappointments for me. The first is the Surreal Skin Foundation Wand. This is like the more high coverage option. This kind of comes with this built-in brush, which you can wash. I tend to, wash it like I would any other foundation brush, but it's not an ideal dispensing system for me. And then we have the Dewdrop. Is that what this is called? The Dewdrop Foundation, which is more sheer. It has a really beautiful luminosity to it. Both of these look good when I freshly apply them, but then they just don't last that well on my skin throughout the day. I don't feel like it's flattering on my skin. For some reason, I'm just hanging on to them. I don't want to get rid of them. I really, really want to make them work. And I might put these in my project pan for this year to kind of really push myself to find combinations with these products that can enable me to use them up. Today I'm going to actually mix them together. I've always thought about it, but I've never done it. So I'm just going to do a couple of drops of the Dewdrop Foundation. Then this thing, I hate the packaging. You just kind of pump it out and it comes out of the brush. So I'm just going to try to mix them together on the palm of my hand and then stipple it on with the brush and then use a damp sponge to blend it into my skin. Nice little medium to full coverage. I'm going to just add a tiny little bit more. Whatever's left on the brush, just where I need more coverage. Now, concealer is actually a category where I don't hoard. I tend to use all of my concealers and I use them pretty consistently. So I'm going to gloss over that step, just gonna speed through it. I'm just using my usual products, Sicily Corrector, Giorgio Armani Power Fabric, and then a tiny little bit of Maybelline Super Stay to brighten. And then for my blemishes, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage. And I also got a couple of messages from employees at various beauty shops confirming that the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage in the pot is not being discontinued. So I just wish they would have named the new one that came out, the pencil, something different to kind of not create this confusion, but I'm very happy that this is here to stay. All right, so I just did my usual face powder routine. I can't say I have face powders that I bought but never used because I use them on a regular basis, all of them. Today I just did my usual by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder and the Pat McGrath Under Eye Powder. For bronzer, I also just did my usual Lila B bronzer because I'm trying to use that up. That brings us over to blush, and rummaging through my blush drawer, coming across this was a real blast from the past because this is a blush that I really love. I think this is discontinued now. I wish it wasn't because I do think that this old Clarins blush formula, I think this was the blush, yeah, the blush Prodige formula. I like this formula better than the new Jolie blushes that they have. And this is in the color Rosewood. I think it got discontinued maybe last year or the year before that when Clarins brought out their new blushes in the little circle compacts. I haven't been reaching for it. I think my Charlotte Tilbury blushes ended up kind of replacing it in my routine. They kind of serve the same purpose. So I'm going to put it on today for the first time in at least a year. With blushes, I mean, they tend to last a really long time, so I'm not worried about them going bad. I do a makeup sniff test where I kind of go through all my stuff and try to make sure that nothing is expired. But with powders, that very rarely is the case. I might pass this on. I feel like my mom would really be into this shade as well. I do really like it, but I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury blushes that I have, the one called First Love and the one called Ecstasy, kind of serve the same purpose. You know how we tend to buy what we like and we just keep buying the same thing over and over again in different brands, but the Laura Mercier Fresco blush has a very similar look. I think this one will have a new home. If I've learned something from trying to use up that Tarte Exposed blush is that it takes me years and years and years to use up a blush. I will probably be 87 by the time I go through all my nude blushes. So I need to condense my stash a bit. Let's move on to eyes. I have this Lila B eyeshadow quad. I was really drawn to the color story. I bought this within the first 2 years of Lila B launching. It's called Be Stunning, the Palette Perfection Eye Quad. In theory, this should be one of my go-tos, but it's just not. So I'm just going to dip my brush into this transition shade. I think because it has no mirror, I never really brought it for travel purposes either, because if I travel, I do like to, I mean, not that I'm traveling anywhere now, but you know what I mean? For travel purposes, I like a palette with a mirror because I always use that to do my eye makeup. So this, although the size is great, it's really practical and small, it just never got the love it deserves. It's really pretty. I really like this color. You know, it's not too warm, it's not too cool toned, and I think because I was in a very warm eyeshadow phase for so long, I would just use the Tom Ford Cocoa Mirage or the Urban Decay Naked Heat. But I feel like in the past few months I've been embracing playing around with different color temperatures more, so maybe I should keep this. This is a Laura Mercier crease brush. I'm going to dip it into this darker shade right here. I'm just using it on my lower lash line and my outer corner. I feel like I need to make this type of video a yearly tradition where I just do a look using my least worn makeup from the past year and then kind of decide whether or not I'll keep them or let them go in the end. They blend out really easily. The pigmentation is nice. It's soft but buildable. It's a really nice high quality eyeshadow actually. If I get that this is their thing and I like it in the bronzer and the blush, but I feel like with the eyeshadow, if this just kind of opened up like this and had a mirror, it would be a better option for me. Then I'm going to just take my finger and dip it into the like the shimmery champagne shade and just use this on my eyelid and then just slowly blending it out. A small detail brush, and I'm going to dip it into the darkest matte brown shade and kind of use it as an eyeliner. See, I need a mirror for this. I need a little mirror. The next step for the eyes, liquid liner. I can count maybe on one hand the amount of times I've used liquid liner over the past year. It's a YSL Couture eyeliner vinyl, and this really reminds me of the Lancome art liner. don't know why I got this. Did I think it was a pen? I don't know. I definitely prefer eyeliner pens. My all-time favorite liquid liner was the Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen. And then after that, I discovered and really enjoyed the Too Faced Better Than Sex Liner too. Actually, I think that if you like the Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen, the Too Faced Better Than Sex Liner is a really great alternative because they are, to me, in terms of performance, they are identical. They're both owned by Estee Lauder, so they're probably made in the same factory. Obviously, the Too Faced one doesn't look as glamorous as a Tom Ford, and it only has one end. The Tom Ford has like a shorter end and then a regular end. The Too Faced just has a regular end, but the formula and the brush are the same. This has a very, very good fine tip, but it's a felt tip. I'm going to try to do a very subtle little wing situation. I used to be really into wing liner. I always like to have one liquid liner going in my stash just for those moments where I feel inspired to try something new. But yeah, this is not that user-friendly, to be honest. I definitely prefer the control that I can get with a pen. And then I'm going to pray to the makeup gods that I can recreate it on the other side. All I know is that I don't like this eyeliner. I think if I am going to be in the liquid liner mood, the liquid liner that will stay in my stash will be a pen brush tip applicator because I just find those a lot easier to use. Next, I'm going to do mascara, and another thing that I bought and very rarely use, fake eyelashes. These are the Velour Effortless Lashes in the style Would I Lie? And I do enjoy them. They're very comfortable, and I like to use the Velour eyelash glue. This will be an interesting endeavor, and I can't tell you the last time I used fake lashes. And having one of these little lash applicators is great if you are a noob like me. Even though it feels like I've got a family of spiders on my eyelids, I feel really glamorous. Need to bust these out more often. This is the YSL, what is this called? The Glimmer Stick, the Shimmer Stick in shade 1, light gold. And this was influenced by Jamie Page. She had done a video using this, and I was mesmerized. I thought it was so beautiful. And I do really like this. I think this is a gorgeous, really, really high shine highlighter. And it's great if you have more oily skin because it's not tacky or sticky or wet at all. It gives you a really impactful highlight without disturbing the makeup that you have underneath. This is not something that I'm going to get rid of, but it's something that I need to use more because it's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that shine. It's so beautiful. I think the reason why I haven't been reaching for it in the past year is because this was kind of more of like a night out, special occasion type of product for me, and I haven't had many occasions to wear it. And finally, the lips. Haven't used this. This is the Maestro liquid lipstick. This is a beautiful fall color. This is shade 524. Haven't been reaching for this. I also used to love this. This is one of my favorite summer lipsticks. A really beautiful coral in the shade 410. This is a matte Lancome lipstick in the color Rose Lancome. This is one of the few bright pinks that I own. It's a really, really beautiful, bright, impactful color. I do love all of these, so I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of them. Then I have this. This is not matte. It's like a sheer pink lipstick. It's from YSL. As the this is the Plump and Shine. They have a little heart in the middle filled with whatever ingredient they use in lip plumpers. So you do get that tingly, minty sensation, and then the color around it is a really bright fuchsia with a high shine. I used to love wearing this with like a nude lip liner. So let's see if I still like it. If I don't like it, I feel like I could let this go. I don't love it as much as these guys. I'm just using my Makeup Forever 3C lip liner. And then this used to be my favorite type of lip color to wear, but I just don't like it anymore. It's a bit too pink for me. So I think it's time to let this go. Let's do this instead and see how I feel. See, this has a bit more coral to it. This is more my speed, I think. I'm also going to keep this because while it's a bright that I very rarely reach for, when I'm in the mood, it's like an ultimate mood booster, and it does look really pretty with a very minimal makeup look. Like right now I have too much eye makeup on for this bright lipstick. Now let's try shade 524. I think this color was sent to me by Armani. I don't think I bought this, but nonetheless, it's a brand that I buy stuff from consistently, and it's one of my favorite makeup brands. I do really like this lip color though. It makes my teeth look very white, and I think it's a nice fall winter bold lip. All right, so I just finished doing my hair. I'm still undecided on the base. We'll see how it wears throughout the day and whether or not this will be a combination I'll keep doing. I also really need to do fake lashes and winged liner more often. While this liquid liner is a miss for me and I will not be keeping it in my collection, I do think that a liquid liner will always have room in my stash. I will be moving on from this blush too, even though I really love it. I just have too many similar things that I use more often, and I'm going to give this to my mom. I think this will look absolutely beautiful on her. Lip-wise, definitely keeping this lip color. It is so beautiful. And even though matte liquid lipsticks have kind of lost their moment in the spotlight, I still think that there are some formulas that are incredible. And these and the Chanel Rouge Allure Lock, is that what they were called? The Chanel liquid lipsticks are really nice and comfortable too. Those are they have a very silicone-y slip to them. But yeah, I love these. These actually make really pretty blushes too. So we'll be keeping both of these. I will be keeping this just as, not because, like this matte lipstick formula is really not that comfortable. It kind of tends to drag, but the color is just really, really nice. And I truly don't have anything else. This is like the last bright pink that made it through several declutters that I've done over the years. It's nice to kind of have an option. I will be letting this go because it's just not, even though it's a lip color and a lip combination that I used to really, really be into, it's just not, I'm just not into it right now. And I haven't been into it for at least a year and a half. And that's it. The highlighter, obviously I'm keeping because I love it. I keep smelling it because YSL products are so heavily fragranced. It can be really annoying because if you're somebody that has really sensitive skin, if you're sensitive to fragrance, you won't be able to use any of the products. But for me, it's a good thing because that's how you can tell that they're still good, because once this fruity, floral mango scent dissipates, so once it goes off, you know instantly that the product has gone off. So it's a good indicator of when they go bad. Oh, I almost forgot. Glossier Futuredew. Jury is still out whether I will keep this or whether I will pass it on to a more dry-skinned friend. I do like it. It does give me a bit of freshness, but do I need it? That is the question. I actually just ordered the Auric Samantha Rabindal's brand. I just ordered her Glow Lust, which kind of seems to serve the same purpose as this, maybe a little bit better because I like the pigment of that stuff. Jury is still out on this, but I'm sure I will keep you updated. And thank you for hanging out with me today. If you have some free time this weekend, you want to play with makeup, I encourage you to look at your least worn, least used makeup items, throw them on, do a little look with them, and figure out what's worth keeping and what needs to go. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.